set up this search committee. The search committee included eminent Liberians who had a long list of criteria that they were using to conduct a search for the most qualified person for this position. Included in that criteria was you have to have a terminal degree, PhD. You must have graduated from a reputable institution. You have to know something about conflict management, conflict resolution, because you'll be working with students and faculty. You must have published, so as an academic, published something in a research journal. But most importantly, you have to be grounded in building an endowment. That is finding money for the university to make the university run. So about 21 persons applied. 10 from Liberia, 9 from Ethiopia, 1 female. And those people were interviewed, and the list was cut down to 5, and then cut down to 3. Most qualified among the 21 that applied. And the search committee did a report. That report went to the board of trustees. It was sent to the visitor. As you know, the visitor has the right to appoint. And he looked at the list, appointed the 16th president of the university, Dr. Lele Mapaya. That's the way to pronounce her name. Journalists should learn that. So you know there was a lot of laughter in there. So some people couldn't pronounce her name correctly. It's Lele Mapaya. She's an eminent professor of gender studies from a university in Massachusetts called Wellesley College. She has strong links to Liberia, including the fact that she's married to a Liberian, Mapaya, that's what her name is. So that's how she was selected.
So the closing argument.
So my name is Samson Mosire from the closing argument. Listening to the present president's speech today and calling on all hands on the decks, if you are to recommend to her some of the challenges you face, what would be your first recommendation to her?
Well, you know, we've talked, we've had a heart-to-heart conversation, and of course, as the outgoing president, I have to give her my turnover notes. And we have a long list of problems. So at the top of the list is how to work with the faculty, how to work with the students. That's number one. And then secondly, how to make sure that you raise money. Because without the resources, nothing can happen. And we thank God that she is highly qualified in that area. She has all of the international connections, so I'm sure she's going to use that connection. But those are the 1, 2, 3: working with faculty, working with students, and raising money for the university to once and again achieve its role as a top university in West Africa and Africa.
A follow-up question: looking at the University of Liberia budget, where 95% of it is on salary, and 5% is on development infrastructure. What change do you think a 5% of a budget can make, or what impact can that 5% make on the University of Liberia? Don't you think it's too low for development?
I agree. It's very, very low, and this is why we've advocated to the government to at least present a realistic support to the university. And fortunately for us, all of the government entities are now involved. The Minister of Finance was on the campus the other day, he met with us. They are going to help to monitor the finances of the university. Because for this year, we need 49 million. And we need 13 million to overhaul the infrastructure. And that report is with the visitor. He has said that he's going to look at that. So, but we did not want the students to remain home until the renovation is done. So school will open on Monday, and at least we have the weekend. During the weekend, some work can start, so that we once and for all address all of these complaints the students have about the classrooms, the bathrooms, and things like that.
Dr. Conteh, yes.
Yes, that. This is your second time at University of Liberia. You once appointed, and most often we see student-based political parties coming up demanding giving permits. Is there any conversation between the incoming president, you leaving, and the student-based organization?
Yes. Yesterday she met with all of the student-based political parties and student organizations. Because the way the student organizations, the student union structure, the political parties nominate their leaders to hold. You're a student of the university, or you're a graduate of the university. Oh, okay, so you know how it works. So, but yesterday's meeting was an icebreaker. Just to say, hey, my name is Lele Mapayan, I'm here to work with you, and the students introduce themselves. But next week they are going to have a detailed business meeting. The students heart-to-heart meeting, one-on-one, and the students will tell her exactly how they feel and some of the things that she should prioritize in running the university.
Dr. Conteh, Liberians, especially the students, are concerned about this free tuition policy. Can you give us any update on this free tuition policy, whether the university under the leadership of Dr. Mapayan going to be cancelled?
No, the free tuition will not be cancelled. It's as you know, government is continuity. Any policy that a government makes when another government takes place, it is something that will benefit all of our youths who qualify. Once you qualify, you want to enter the university, you are entitled to that. So right now, the government under President Boakai is honoring that, and I think it's something that is here to stay. But the standards, it has to be based with standard. You cannot have your tuition paid if you are on probation. You have to maintain your grade. You have to be in school. You have to pass your classes. You have to be successful. So it's not that it's going to be free for all. If you're not doing well, you'll be put on a probation list. Usually they send you home for 1 month. You come back after the 1 month. 1 semester, you come back. You don't make it, you go for another 2 semesters. You come back. If you can't make it, then you're gone permanently. And it means that university is not for you.
So
The last one.
Institution, that's a final question for the president.
Domingo, how are you?
I'm very good.
Yeah.
The New Day president that just took over today promised to make sure she revisit the payroll of the University of Liberia that will save the government a lot of money to be able to run the institution. How do you look at that? Because past presidents of the university, if I can retrospect, did not do what she promised to do at the University of Liberia.
Well, you remember when she mentioned that everybody clapped, eh? Yeah, it's a popular thing. I myself, I'm in favor of it. Because, the payroll is where all kinds of things happen. So I think for a new president, you want to take from day one, you want to know who works at the university, so there will be a head count. And that's what she meant. There will be a head count, so that, if it happens that, so a lot of things happen to payroll. Some people die, their names are not removed from the payroll, and some people are dismissed, their names are still on the payroll. All kinds of things happen. So I think it's a welcome. It's not the first time. We just concluded an audit. The auditors looked at the payroll. So they are also going to make it. I think that was a very good thing, like I said, because that's one of the loopholes. But not only the university, many ministries, institutions have payroll. If you're heading the payroll, you have to look at it from day one.
Lastly, Dr. Conteh, what was your biggest challenge as interim president?
That's a good question, because when people hear interim management team, our job was like John the Baptist. You know the story of John the Baptist, right? the Bible. You identify, and then for the Messiah to now come and so that's what we're doing, identifying the problems. We visited all of the campuses to see, and we enumerated everything. We talked with the faculty, they told us what their problems were, we talked with the staff. So we have a comprehensive list now of what is wrong with the university.
Do you care to outline some of the problems that was identified?
Well, the usual problems, the faculty, first thing is the arrears. If somebody works, and especially the part-timers, those who we call them adjunct professors, they work, and they don't get their pay right away. Some of them, that's all they depend on. It's an extension. And some of the faculty too, the full-time faculty teach part-time. So it's called overload. So if you're supposed to teach 3 courses, and then you got 1 course additional, it's called overload, and their name is on that list. So if there's an arrears, you contact them. Also, the faculty complain about their working conditions, offices, the classrooms, so the classrooms are too hot, the office is too hot, things like that, which is a legitimate complaint. And those are the things that we documented to pass on to the visitor. The students too complain. Students feel that they are not respected, that we don't respect them. We're not inclusive. When we have programs, we don't invite them. Those things are legitimate. When you have the university, students are critical stakeholders. But what I always tell them, there's a way to dialogue. You don't have to be shouting and throwing cutlasses and chopping people. You don't have to do that. And those are some of the things that they did that I didn't like. But we are all on the same page now going forward. And we hope that we'll have a new student life.
Thank you so much.
Mr. President.